Hello and welcome to What's Stewing, the show that brings you closer to the heartbeat of the Malaysian creative industry. I'm your host Abid, and today we are fortunate to have a multi talented artist with a significant mark across various facets of the entertainment world, Megat Sharizal. Mega's journey in the industry is a remarkable tapestry of roles and achievements. Starting as a young star in a TV commercial, he rose to prominence in the theatre scene during his time at MMU. And since then, there has been no looking back. From musical theatre to filmmaking and acting, his career spans various successes. With an impressive portfolio that includes roles in Putri Gudung Ledang the musical, P. Ramli the musical, and his directorial ventures like Aku Dia Dan Tong Sampa and Mencari Ramli. Mega's journey is a testament to his versatility and passion for the arts. Without further ado, welcome Megat Sharizal on the show. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So, Megat, can you take us back to your earlier days in advertising and share what initially drew you to this industry?
Yeah, when you see advertising, I actually started acting in TV commercials when I wasn't even 6. So yeah, I was actually I was
Child talent.
child talent in front of the camera. I mean, there was this was few of my more famous commercials was like Klim, or the one that is the most people know me from is from Trojan. Yeah, that one was so. I actually it came by accident. I was at my grandmother's house, and my uncle was actually dating someone in the advertising, and she saw me like running around the
What a
the
wonderful
house.
kid.
Like, yeah,
Let's cast him.
let's take this kid, put him in front of the camera. Let's see if he can do something. So that's the start. But that didn't really start like I wanted to act at that point, because acting for commercial is totally different. You're just like doing more reactions, more what the product wants. So up until I was in my teenage days, it just phased out. Yeah.
Okay, so advertising finished while when you grew up and
Yes.
became a teen. Okay.
Yes.
So that takes me to the next question: is where you're reflecting on the time you spent in theatre at MMU. How did those experiences shaped your career? In theatre and film.
So when I entered MMU, at that time in Cyberjaya, there was nothing. There was totally it's a wasteland. It's totally different from what it is now. At that time, it was I think it was only a few buildings and just us, the campus, Cyberjaya campus there, and at that point because we did not have anything to do, so we formed the theatre club, and a bunch of us, we didn't have much basic in theatre, but we went out watching theatre, and we decided, okay, why not, let's do let's stage something and then enter the festival theatre Selangor, and somehow that we got, the first time that we entered, we got third place. So it's like just fueled. I think for me myself personally, it just fueled my thirst for knowledge about what theatre is. I love to perform on stage. So I started. There was also a subject of theatre in MMU. So I entered the class with Joanna Bessie teaching, and then that I think. Started my interest in what acting is. So after I graduated, that's where I used the theatre
Learning.
to do more plays outside. I went to audition, got some parts, and also again this what I studied was totally different from what I'm doing. I got a bachelor in business administration. Tried working for 1 year in an office, doing all this business stuff, whatever.
I can't imagine you being in a business office.
Yeah. But at the same time, we are just waiting for it to hit 5 p.m. so that I can go to theatre rehearsals. So and then after a while, I think I worked for 9 months, and then I quit, and then it was supposed to be a break for me to look for another job. And then just it kept coming. The shows, the theater kept coming, and then plus minus 20 years later, here I am.
No looking back. So, what was it like to transition from theater to films, and especially in your role as Tun Dr. Smile in 1957 Hati Malaya?
Yes, 1957 Hati Malaya was the first film that I did. Well, like I said, after I stopped working, I started doing theatre. Started doing one of it was Putri Guna Ledang the musical. All this.
I'm coming to that one later.
Yeah, yeah, but just talking about this, because from there I met a lot of people. So I think some of them just told me, okay, go to audition for this film. They actually called me and tried. Okay, I didn't expect to play a big role. I was expecting, okay, probably a small role, a walk-in role or something. But that's the difference between this medium is where, again, like I said, when I went to Hati Malaya, because it's an ensemble film, you have a lot of good actors in it, and our acting coach was Fatimah Abu Bakar. So I think it helped me. I mean, usually as a theatre actor going into film, you struggle for this different medium to. When you try, the acting is just kind of different. So how to adapt to this new medium with the help of these people I met. Fatimah Abu Bakar was one of it. I got good scene partner like Naa Murad. I had Cik Cam who played Tunku. So they are the ones who said, who told me, okay, probably film acting is, you don't need to be like this, cannot be like bigger, you cannot be too big. So yeah, so good, so wonderful working with all these wonderful actors who helped me, and then it just became easier. Then that one just translates to other jobs. Yeah.
So it just opened doors for other things.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
definitely.
that was your first experience on the silver screen.
On the silver screen, yes. Yeah.
So could you share some behind the scenes experiences from your time in Putri Gudang Ladang and Piramli the music?
Okay, that one. I think these two musicals are definitely the highlights of my career, because I think probably if I didn't do this musical, there was still a turning point for me. I can still go back to work, but when I did this, again, I learned a lot. I learned one of the things when I went to the audition, I didn't realize that it requires me to do acting, singing, and dancing. So this dancing part is not my strength. Acting, singing, okay lah, but dancing, but going in, we have a wonderful choreographer, Pat Ibrahim, who drilled the non-dancers until you can dance. So you spent like literally 7 to 8 hours per day just dancing. So I was definitely at that time I was a lot smaller than now, and then again at that time musicals are something quite new to Malaysia. I remember when we did the first PGL, Puan Sri Tiara, she was nervous backstage. She was asking everyone, hey, do you think this show will make it? Do you think this show will make it? Is there anyone coming to buy tickets? After a few days, there was a queue in Istana Budaya that has never been seen. Like from the box office, they were queuing up until outside. So it was just something out. We didn't think that would happen. So it was wonderful. And then again, I learned a lot, and definitely PGL and doing Piramli also. That one is another thing that really not just an actor, but just everything lah. As a director, as a writer, that one I think that really shaped me a lot. Yeah.
So, as a director, what challenges did you face while transitioning into the film industry with Dan Tong Sampa?
Okay. So, yeah, along the way, I think sometimes you see that our shows, our content are not. You want to be more in control. So sometimes just being dictated to do certain things. I think as an actor, I think I wanted more control. That's why when we um, formed Playground. One of the first telemovie that I directed was Aku Dia Nanto Sampah. That one was a rom-com, and it starred Siti Saleha. I mean, that was the first time also I worked with her and Beto. That one, again, when you have a good team, I think that helped the transition. And then also, I think that my team at that time, we did not think about what's happening, what others are doing. I mean, we just wanted to focus on what we were doing and producing a good content that is memorable. I think, and then I think that happened. A few years after, still people are watching it. Still, although not legally on YouTube, but I don't mind, because sometimes you still get people coming. Hey, I enjoyed watching this. I enjoyed watching Aku dan Dato' Sampah is there because it had a sequel. People wanted a third telemovie. I said no lah. I think it's
Done
it's
its
done.
course.
It's done. Yeah.
So you mentioned Playground production. What inspired the formation of Playground production, and how did it influence your career trajectory?
Yeah, that one, I think what really inspired us was, this is true story, no joke. We actually watched a terrible local film.
Obviously, you're not going to name it.
Yeah, no, it's it's me and my partners at that time. It was Tuan Faisal and also Reza Mihat, which also both were my uni mates. They were from MMU. Also not from theatre or background, but we just decided to one day we hung out at Reza's house and then just decided, well, why don't we try to watch this film? And then we were like literally rolling on the floor, like, what the
Cringe fest.
Yes, it was what is this film? It's why do people fund this film? It was like it's so. But after watching that, we watched directly after that we watched another film, an Indonesian film called Laskar Pelangi. It was such a beautiful film. All three of us cried. We won't say that in front of everyone lah, but everyone was crying. And then we just like, I think we should do something like this, rather than the first one. I think we should do something that because films, although we all love theatre, but theatre is usually just one off, one go. It's that point, that time. But film, when you write, when you shoot, when you produce a film, it's there and it's there forever. I mean, it's there for hundreds of years. So we said, okay, let's form a company, and then let's try to produce something, which led us to produce Terbaik dari Langit. Yeah.
So that was the thought process behind it, because you saw one bad film and then
Yeah.
But that's what happens, you say, if these people can make this film and that too in the worst way possible, we can do 100 times better. And that's when you realize that you can put people together and make something better than what you've seen on screen.
Yeah, because I think I think we do realize that in the industry there's so many people that wants to do good stuff. So just that they've been working with probably not the right people. They didn't get the chance. So I think we just have to get these like-minded people. Let's work together and produce something.
So how did the collaboration with the Project Disco Baldi come along, and what was the journey like in sketch comedy?
Yeah, that one is another parallel thing happening with Playground as well, because how going from theater, so somehow we also wanted to have fun doing things. So so there was a bunch of us. Rather, other than three of us, there's so we met people like Shamin, Ashraf Zain, Idil, Fararani, Sherry. We wanted to do something fun, like something like SNL, something
A skit comedy.
sketch comedies. It's definitely the first objective was just to have fun, just to be crazy, and then fortunately all this the names that I mentioned earlier, we all had some kind of sense of humor. So we just produced a sketch show ourselves. Project Disco Baldi, the group is Project Disco Baldi, and then we produced our sketch show. The first year was 2011 in PJLA, and it was a hit. I mean, people love it. And then from there, 8TV picked it up to turn it into TV show. Yeah, so it was wonderful.
That's great. In your opinion, what is the key to successfully juggling your roles as a director, producer, actor in the same project?
That one is honestly, I think if given choice, I wouldn't want to do all of those things at once if given choice. But sometimes here you have our limitations. Most of the times, why I do all of those things is because of budgetary reasons. Yeah, because just because personally I do realize that okay, I can act and direct. I don't really prefer producing. but again, that one of the key elements to be able to juggle all these things is getting someone else that you trust to fill your assistant position. Like for instance, if I'm acting and directing at the same time, my AD needs to be someone who I trust. Also, I probably the producer needs to be the co-producer that produces with me can have the skills and again someone that you've worked before or have the you trust that you have. Yeah.
That's very important because you know what? A creative person means you don't put that person to do organizing and also, cents and dollars and all that. I mean, I understand what you're talking about. Means that's quite taxing as such for a creative person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go to the unique challenges and successes you had in creating Mandatory, and that was Malaysia's first premium series.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was the whole thought process behind it, and what were the challenges?
Yeah, mandatory was another thing that dropped on us. There was a thing that I think we got lucky that because it was all after Terbaik di Langit lah. I mean, after that film, it led to I think Ideate choosing Playground to produce Mandatory, and I think because the source material was so good. As of now, I think I'm not gonna take full credit of all the contribution because I had a quite small contribution when we did. I was just the co-producer, but I did went through the process together where we had these are the first. I think Mandatory, when we did Mandatory, was the first time for me that I'm seeing we had a writer's room, which I have never seen it done before in Malaysia. And we were targeting to shoot like probably mid of the year, July or August, I can't remember. But we started writing in February. Even then, the materials, the has already been broken down by the writers from from Ideate, which is Yasmin and also Alfie. They have already broken down the episodes already, and it was only 6 episodes, but at least we had 3 months of just writing to make sure that the script is very tight. It's very we try to adapt as much from the book. Again, the book is the universe in the book is very huge, but we can only take, I think we only took around 20% from the book, and then build the universe from there. And I see them working every day, just discussing, arguing, just to make the script right. And then when we went into production, again, this is the first time, I think we were still in testing deep waters, because everyone is not used to doing a series that's this scale. So it's a bit taxing to a few people, but at the same time, it just created, I think we doing mandatory started the snowball of the premium series that came after mandatory. Yeah.
So that was basically the beginning of good content being produced in Malaysia.
Yes. Yeah.
So how has the landscape of Malaysian drama and film production evolved ever since you started? And where do you see it heading?
Yeah. Just like I refer to what after we did mandatory, there's more people, more platforms wanting to produce more so-called premium content, which is, again, the budget is, I won't say a lot, it's just slightly bigger than the normal dramas, but the thing is with this, I think it just opens up new kind of content and new, I mean, we previously it's just stations are always wants to produce dramas, comedies, or just probably horror, but now we are opening a lot, opening room to other genres, probably more crime thrillers, more there's 1 or 2 sci-fi that I saw, and then yeah, a lot of other, our creative force can just be more, they can explore more, I think that is one start that I saw. And then I think moving forward we are seeing more of it, because I saw that going to an event last week, which again, so can I mention View?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are part of our universe.
Yeah, okay. So when I remember, because when we were first time briefing with View, it was just in a small seminar room, and then there was a lot of production houses, and they were briefing. They were just trying to start out here. And last week, when I went to that event, after 5-6 years,
You're talking about the View up front, right?
yes, it just shows that from where they started to the event last week, how much they have grown. Yeah, how much the event, and then how not just View. I saw how our content itself, how it evolved from the first batch until now. There's so many genres, so many stories, so many directors, so many actors, and this means that it's not just our content is improving. It's also that this also means that the technical aspects behind the scenes are also ready, getting more. They are more equipped to do this kind of content. That's, I think, moving forward, this is such a good. This will be just opening more and more opportunities for us to grow content-wise, skill-wise, and probably, hopefully, we as an industry we can move further and faster. Yeah.
Yeah, so but basically there has been a really good natural progression from where it started and where it is now.
Yes.
That means the demand for good content is there.
Yeah.
That means our industry, from a technical point of view as well as from a creative point of view, has grown immensely than what it was 4-5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think means what you're saying is there is a lot of hope for the future.
Yeah, definitely. There is a lot of hope. I'm just because I think but the tough part is I think is just to break the mind of our audience here. We have to produce more for me, so that our audience here still has that stigma that our dramas are still in the same as it before lah. But they still have
They're not evolved.
yeah, Malaysia drama lah. I don't want to watch. It's still the same. It's all the same kind of stories. But if they just see that they are willing to explore this other stuff, I think it will break their stigma. I think we can open up our audience's mind to all this new content. Yeah.
So having said that, because you started off with the first premium drama, Mandatory, and you were the creative director on that Cover Girl, from Astro original to Amazon original, means what were the learning from Mandatory to that Cover Girl? What has changed? What has evolved? What has been? What has been your experience?
Yeah, I think that's what I say. Going to from watching them doing Mandatory and then going to that Cover Girl, it just shows that all these experiences matters for the team itself behind the scene, because when you got a team that knows their what to expect from the content that they're producing, they know, okay, we have to do this. This is for Amazon. This is for views. So we have to do it to give the quality that is required. But again, experience wise, from Mandatory up until that Cover Girl, just shows like I'm just pointing out that we had like Hafiz Rashid, who was the same DOP for Mandatory, and then he did also that Cover Girl. He was more ready. I think he's more
evolved.
He's more evolved. He knows what to expect. He's more prepared. So when you have all this experience, it just helps, and he knows again to work with people that he trusts, and you know that the what kind of scale that you have to give, you have to show. So that's just one department I'm talking.
And that's Hafiz, just to let our viewers know, he's a director of photography.
Yeah.
So from Mandatory to that Cover Girl, his journey.
Yeah, so that's just one department. Other departments is the same as well, like our art department, our wardrobe and makeup department. I think when they do all these contents, and I'm just hoping all other teams can learn from them, so that it will help our industry grow. Yeah.
What are the main issues, or what do you see in new directors? I mean, I won't say issues, but you can see them struggling at some level. What are those? At what point do you see them struggling, or questioning their creativity or questioning their professionalism at this point of time? Because now you're senior in the industry, you see the new breed of directors coming in. Where do you think they are faltering?
Newer directors, they to a certain extent, probably they don't realize the limitations that we have yet. I mean, again, like I said, we have to let our creativity fly. But again, talking to Malaysian context, we do have certain boundaries, limitations. Because I see that sometimes they are so eager to change the industry, but they just
rebel without a cause.
Yeah, but they don't know again, I think probably at a certain point I was like this. I think because you don't know what's happening, what's the game, what's the limitations, and this is not just financial limitation. We have our LPF, we have our so many things lah. I mean, so many things. But so sometimes they go in, they don't realize all this. Sometimes even the script itself is too. When they look at the script, they think it's possible to do this thing. But again, we have our all these limitations. So so they need to face this, and then when they face this, and they couldn't get really what they want to achieve.
So there's homework which is not being done. Means you say that if there is they have a vision, but they are not putting that homework behind it.
I think it's not homework. I just think sometimes you just have to know your you have to put your feet on the ground sometimes.
Reality check.
Yeah, reality. Yeah, not all again. Sometimes that's what I see. I think they just want to reach the moon, but you only have an airplane.
So, what advice would you give to these aspiring artists in Malaysia looking to break into the creative industry?
Don't try to go too fast. I think just try to learn as much as possible from other people first, and then let's see if you want to become a director. Do not. I think do not go straight into that chair. Try to work your way up first. Probably try because once, from my experience, if you work in other departments first, and then you proceed to go to AD and then director, then you will know the problems for each department. Sometimes that is another thing. Some directors went straight to the director's chair without experiencing the other departments. They just don't know. They want something, but they don't know why the other department couldn't give them. So I think get your experience, learn from other people, and don't just work with one team. Work with other people, and then I think from there you can build your own style, your own trademark. The way of working. Yes.
Means one last question, Jawar. Means we all are looking forward to Mencari Ramli.
Okay.
And we want to know more about it. What is it about, and when is it coming out, and what all struggles you had to make this film?
Okay, Mencari Ramli. The idea. It's now 11 years, probably almost 12 years that we had the idea. But for me personally, because I want to do Mencari Ramli because P. Ramli is I'm not going to say he's my idol, but because when I grew up, that's my first exposure. P is always P. Ramli. So and I learned, of course, with that exposure, I think he's among my biggest influence when I'm doing film. And now coming up with Mencari Ramli, I decided, okay, I'm not going to do a biopic. I'm going to just do a fictional account of what's happening during his downfall days. When people didn't appreciate him, when his people were booing him on stage, people kind of like you I don't know, hate him at that time, and then he passed away at quite a young age. And then in this film also, I just wanted to show how our industry is struggling to kind of like finding someone to replace him, which I don't think he can be replaced.
Never be.
Yeah. It's always like, oh, kita kena cari pengganti. We have to find a replacement for P. Ramlee. But personally, no. He's P. Ramlee. All we can do is just move on and just appreciate whatever talents that comes during their time. So I'm hoping to release this film in May of 2024. Hopefully. That's my target because he passed away in 29th May 1973. So I'm targeting to release around that anniversary, his death anniversary. And then And that's optimistically, I think that's the best lah that I can think of. But let's see when I can, all this other stuff will be coming in. It's a bit of that, and also finalizing the film right now. Yeah, and hopefully all of, not just Malaysia, everyone can watch this.
We are all looking forward for that film. And on that note, thank you so much, Megat, for coming on to the show.
Yeah.
Really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for coming on What's Doing.
Yes, welcome.
It's clear that Megat Sharizal is not just a name in Malaysian entertainment. He is a force that continuously contributes to the evolving narrative of our creative landscape. As we eagerly await Manchari Ramli, it's exciting to think about what new boundaries Megat will be pushing in the future. I'm Abid, and this has been What's Doing. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope today's episode has inspired you as it has inspired me. Until next time, keep stewing.